Hello everyone, Ben here, and I'm gonna say, what can I say? Anyway, we're covering some Senate elections. We're covering states in New York, North Dakota, and Ohio. One of which is a foregone conclusion, and the other, well, not quite. Yeah, it is. And the other two are very much toss-ups, in my opinion. New York, Kirsten Gillibrand should win fairly handily, no matter who is the challenger. She's probably hands-on favorite to win the Democrat primary. Doesn't matter. North Dakota, Heidi Heitkamp versus Kevin Cramer, on the other hand, is a very, very tight race. It's within the margin of error, and with the amount of undecideds, it really could go either way, though when I last checked polls, the amount of undecideds should, in my opinion, should, in my opinion, lead to Cramer maybe having a slight edge, but I'm going to give Heidi Heitkamp some incumbency points, as well as the benefit of the doubt because it is a Democrat year. I really don't think that can be understated enough, even though the generic ballot is getting very close, as well as Trump's approval rating is actually on the rise, and he is in the mid-40s. I'd say at about 44%. Judging by 538's compilation. The one that they show initially shows all voters, shows the all voters polls as well. Switch that to likely voters and you'll get a more accurate representation, instead of just all adults, because not everyone votes, and especially not everyone in midterms. And the generic ballot is, again, getting much closer to the point where it's under the 7 points. And I honestly do think Democrats need to win nationally on the congressional ballot by about 7 points in order to flip the House of Representatives. Not just the Senate, they may have to win nationally by 12. To flip the Senate, which I'm skeptical that's going to happen with the amount of time left. It very well could. I'm not going to, say it won't, because that's naive. That's, I think that's forgetting that things can change on a dime. But North Dakota, I think it is a reasonable guess for me to say that Kevin Cramer could win the state. And I'm giving him the edge just because of the amount of undecideds. And in a state like North Dakota, undecided should be expected to break Republican. And with 17% of their voters undecided and the polls within the margin of error, I'm kind of forced into a box here with history, with what should be expected with the polls the way they are. So I'm going to, again, give the benefit of the doubt to Kevin Cramer simply because of the way the numbers are breaking down. It has nothing to do with whether I want him to win, whether I want Heitkamp to win. It's where the numbers are pointing me, okay? Normally I'd show them, but I tried recording this yesterday, and apparently YouTube didn't like the way I uploaded it, so I'm doing this kind of late. I had to redo this. Anyway, so we're going to move over to Ohio, where we actually had the primary not too long ago, and Sherrod Brown obviously won his primary because he was running unopposed, and Jim Renacci, I think that's how you say it, correct me if I'm wrong, Jim Renacci is the Republican nominee, and more Republicans voted in the Ohio primary than did Democrats, and that's across the board, so Even though polls show Sherrod Brown with a lead ranging between narrow and actually decently wide, I think the primary numbers give a much better indication in a state like Ohio than they would maybe other places. And there was about 160,000 more Republican votes than Democrat votes in total in the state of Ohio in the primaries, at least for the Senate. And yes, primary turnout is going to be less than general election turnout. But I don't think there's 160,000 votes of general election turnout to bridge that gap. I'm not even sure if there's 100,000 votes the Democrats can find in the general election. So I'm cautiously skeptical of Sherrod Brown's chances, but polls do indicate he is leading and he should be expected to win. And I don't know, to be honest. I don't know how I should treat this race. Previously, I had been considering this leans Democrat because Sherrod Brown is the incumbent in a Democrat year as a Democrat in a race that's expected to have a lot of money thrown at it. But the primaries really changed things for me. At least the Ohio primary really changed how I viewed this race. So I'm downgrading it from leans Democrat to true toss-up. But, as always, on my channel, anything rated as a true toss-up gets awarded to the incumbent in the race, or the party that is favored in a race. And in this case, we have an incumbent, and I'm going to favor him, but things can change, okay? So we're going to go ahead and give this to Sherrod Brown, though I think it's much less secure than it was a few weeks ago when I last covered Ohio. Anyway, everyone, thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Enjoy your days. See you next time. Bye.